Welcome back, everyone, to your favorite podcast, Room 619, and it is a Ryan episode. I am Ryan, and I'm here with my co-host, Joey.
Hello, it's me. We did it. We're here.
We're back after however many months it's been. I've stopped keeping track because it only makes me more depressed.
Just don't think about it. It's fine. Everything's fine.
But today, I've gone off the rails this week. I had a little vacation from work, and I got really into some small, I'm going to say like mediocre to like some pretty neat little conspiracy theories.
Okay. I'm feeling it.
We're attacking everyone from the government to big pork to the New World Order.
We're coming for you, big pork. We're on to you.
We're actually going for them first, but do we have any like fun little announcements we got to make first?
Any fun little announcements? Yeah, I think we do. I think our first big announcement is that the former Prime Minister of Japan is dead, and into the episode.
All right, so let's start off by attacking Big Bacon here. So, first of all, Joey, did you know there's a thing called the pork board?
No. Tell me about it.
They're kind of secretive.
Okay.
And so basically what they are, it's big pork. Big piggy.
Big pork.
Big piggy. And they like to they meet. I like to think I've obviously their meetings probably are held over Zoom or some sort, like once every couple months to discuss how the overall well-being of the pork industry is. But I like to think, and for creative purposes here, we're just going to say they meet in a castle in the middle of the woods in the state of Colorado.
A bunch of big businessmen smoking cigars in the middle of Colorado.
Yep.
The infamous Big Pork Castle in Colorado.
They all have the top hats, and they all kind of look like pigs, too, I'd imagine.
Of course, naturally.
Like that one episode of The Twilight Zone.
Of course, I love that one episode of The Twilight Zone.
Where everyone's pigs.
Yeah, I totally remember and believe that that's real.
It is real. Wait, do we need to go on the Twilight Zone rant real quick?
No.
Okay, what happened? It's like the only episode I remember. I only remember it because on Netflix, that was like the little preview image for like the show was just some motherfucker with a pig nose.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I've watched quite a bit of Twilight Zone, but I never finished it.
Really?
Yeah, I just never got around to it.
We got a fake zoner over here, but anyway, do you remember that like 2013, early 2010, I think maybe late 2000s obsession with bacon?
Absolutely.
Like the I has bacon thing and like I love this country and I love bacon like shit.
Yeah, and like epic mealtime, putting bacon on everything, you gotta have the bacon.
The whole reason why Harley has a career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what if I told you that pork council, that pork, the big piggy,
okay,
was behind all of that?
I might believe you, but tell me more about the pig council. Tell me more about the pork council. What do you know about the pork council, Big Piggy?
Alright, so let's take it back to like the 80s real quick. There was like this big anti-fat diet craze where like that's when that shit first started happening and people were like not cool with bacon. Because they're like, this is fat. This is
90% fat with like a little bit of meat on it.
Yeah, this will fucking make me fat and I can't have this too because of my diet.
Sure.
So that kind of killed Big Bacon, but bacon's like a big part of, big pork. And they spent a hot minute trying to figure out like why no one likes bacon. And so they took a page from the book of Big Milk.
Big Milk. Yeah. Big Dairy.
Big Milk. I only want to talk about Big Milk.
Okay.
You like the whole "Got Milk" slogan?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and the whole hoax that supposedly milk is just full of calcium and it's good for your bones, when really it's just like kind of okay.
Yeah.
And actually, as we grow older, we're really not supposed to be drinking much milk or any milk at all. It's kind of not that good for us. We're kind of all lactose intolerant. It's kind of killing us all. That whole ordeal. Yeah, I'm familiar with it a little bit.
I've switched to nothing but oat milk.
Oat milk rocks. It kind of does. It's pretty. It's pretty much. It's like all the good parts about milk without all the bad parts.
I always make sure I get the. I think it's Planet Oat. Not a sponsor, by the way. Not a sponsor, but please
Absolutely not
sponsor
a
us.
sponsor. We are not sponsored by Big Oat.
But I always go the extra creamy original because sometimes I make a little Kraft macaroni and cheese, and the extra creamy in there, it does it. It really does it.
Puts it over the top with that oaty goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not a sponsor, I swear.
Not a sponsor.
Big Oats is not in our pockets, I swear.
But if they want to be, you're more than welcome to.
Hit us up.
So, what basically, they were just like, well, how do we get people liking bacon again? And I think the synopsis of the theory is that they just kind of said, fuck it, dude, let's just make some memes. Memes are becoming a thing. And let's get people on the bacon train here. Let's make bacon fun again, even though, I'll be honest, I don't hate bacon. I don't hate it. But I don't like it.
You don't like it?
Like, I'm never gonna go out of my way for bacon. Like, if I'm making, sometimes, like, I'll make breakfast. Like, I'll put some effort into breakfast besides, like, just grabbing a Pop-Tart.
Sure.
Not a sponsor. I'll make some waffles, and if I had to choose between bacon or sausage, like, even, like, the little sausage breakfast links, like, I'm going those every single time. Bacon,
I agree. I think you're totally right. I think, I also am in the team boat of bacon being overrated.
But in saying that, if you put bacon on something, like a burger, I'm all in.
See, now that's where we're gonna have to disagree. Is like, I like bacon. I think it is good normally, but I don't want it anywhere near my burger. Honestly, I like
really?
If I'm gonna eat bacon at all, I want to eat it on its own as is. But I don't enjoy it enough that I would go out of my way for it either. I also, like, if I was at, like, a diner, I also would pick the breakfast sausage over the bacon for sure.
That's understandable, but that's pretty much all I got for big bacon here.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's all I had for the whole bacon conspiracy. I'm looking at, like, a fucking 4-page document full of these little things.
your whole theory for the bacon conspiracy was just saying that they made a meme out of it,
and that's why we got the whole bacon thing. It was it's like the Claro of the food industry. It's just an industry plant. The memes were a plant so they can sell the bacon.
Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a little more explanation. You know, like do you think that? Do you think, or do you have any proof that Epic Mealtime was in the pocket of Big Bacon, Big Pork, Big Piggy? Do you think Big Piggy was helping spur that on?
Oh, no.
Either directly by giving them money, or a possible second option where they just happen to start putting bacon on things, but then they view-botted the shit out of those videos.
I think I'd be more likely to believe that they just, like, view-botted the fuck out of those.
You think so?
And then, I think what probably happened is Epic Mealtime, like, saw, like, a couple bacon memes.
Yeah.
And I think he just capitalized on the opportunity on itself. And I think it was mutually beneficial for Big Piggy and Epic Mealtime.
Right. Have you got any proof of any of this, or like any like inklings of this being true, or is this just like surface level theory?
All these are just surface level because they're so deep.
Okay,
they're so deep that you can only touch the surface because they're so well hidden.
All right, right, okay. So maybe if our audience hit us up on Twitter, 619 Room on Twitter. Hey, that's us. Let us know. Maybe we can do a little bit of a deeper dive on some of these. If you want to know more about Big Piggy, for example, maybe let us know.
Hit artist Stevie Wonder.
I'm familiar with hit artist Stevie Wonder. Yes.
No, I'm not saying that I believe this one at all. I just like the idea of it existing.
Sure.
He's not blind.
Okay.
So, the story is that, he's always been blind. I think I read he was born 6 months premature, and he was held in and anyway, he's blind. He's blind.
Sure.
Something happened. He's blind from birth.
Yeah, that's probably the one thing I know about him. I don't think I could name a single song he's done, but I know he's blind.
Well, then how, in 2010, when he's performing with Paul McCartney from the Beatles, by the way, allegedly Paul McCartney, because if we're talking conspiracy theories, we all know Paul died in a car crash.
Okay, sure.
But how come while he was at the White House in 2010, he, when there was a mic stand falling in front of him, seamlessly, he just reached over and grabbed it.
Like the mic stand was falling over in front of him?
Yep. And he just snagged that shit out of the fucking air, and no one thought anything.
Okay. Are there more? Is there more?
There's another example of him on the Oprah show, and singing, playing a little harmonica, blowing the old monica. I don't remember the reed. I think it's a reed in there. I'm not too familiar with the instrument.
Sure.
And there's a guy singing with him. And the guy's just a little too far away. He's just a little too far away for to really know he's there, but he's there singing. And that motherfucker Stevie just grabs the guy center of the back and brings him in, gives him the world's biggest bro hug.
Okay.
Without a shadow, he knew directly where he was.
Well, you said the other guy was singing though, right?
Yeah, but he can't see shit. How is he gonna know right where he's standing?
Stevie Wonder's, he's probably 40 years old at least now, right?
I think Stevie Wonder's 70.
Is he that old?
He's old as shit.
Okay, well, so he's had a lot of time to deal with his disability,
He's 72.
Yeah, okay, he's much older than I thought he was. I thought he was younger for some reason. But he's probably had plenty of time to zone in where sounds are coming from. I'm sure it was just it was just a lucky guess, an educated guess. And it just happened to be televised.
I'm not crazy on this theory. I personally, I think it's just fucking rude as hell.
It is kind of mean. And I guess it's kind of slightly ableist by belittling what.
Yeah, you can't see, so you can't sense the mic stand falling.
Yeah, and also there are levels to blindness. He might not be totally blind. I don't know his level of blindness. There are people who are legally blind, but they still have some vision.
Yeah, I had actually my best friend in high school. If he wasn't wearing his glasses, he was considered legally blind.
Nice.
Shout out to him.
Shout out to Velma Dinkley.
Hey, my glasses! I can't see without them.
Them too.
Any Scooby-Doo fans out there?
Oh, that's her last name?
Yes.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I thought I was just shouting out some random person.
I was just, I thought you had another friend from when you were in high school, from your high school, who was also blind without their legally blind without their glasses.
No. I can't see without my glasses.
So, just at base level, do you think Stevie Wonder, just from him catching the mic at the White House, with the fake Paul McCartney, and him hugging some random dude, do you think he's blind?
Well, I got to admit, I have seen these clips that you're talking about, because this isn't the first time I've heard this accusation. I think he probably is blind, and you just kind of get used to that kind of thing, and your other senses are heightened.
Yeah.
It's
no, I'd agree on that.
It's you ever get that feeling that you're being watched, and you turn around and there'll be a person there.
Yeah,
I'm sure it's almost like a similar feeling. It's just something he's tuned into better. because he's lost. He's like Daredevil. He's Daredevil, is what I'm saying.
He's Daredevil.
Stevie Wonder is Daredevil, and that's what I'm saying.
That's our new theory. We'll be sure to work on that one for the next episode. Yep. So our next one, we're gonna attack big government with the next two.
Big government, okay.
We're coming for big government with the next two.
All right. There will not be an episode 7. We are gonna be taken down.
Yeah. This episode will get me on a couple watch lists. So the first one I want to talk about is, have you ever heard of the moon landing?
Yeah, I've heard of the moon landing.
Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin land on the moon. They walk around for a bit.
Yes.
Well, what if I told you
that
they actually did it? Right? They really fucking landed on the moon.
Okay. All right. I'm in. I thought you were going to lose me. You didn't lose me. I'm in. Okay.
Nope. They landed on the moon, but there's a lot of variables, I guess. I'm assuming when you're trying to land on the moon.
Sure.
When you're really headed up there.
Well, yeah.
And a lot of things can go wrong.
So, yeah, of course. There's tons of stuff that could go wrong. Absolutely.
And that shit was live on TV. I think our government was ready to fake it. Like all the pictures and like people saying like, oh, this was on a set too. Like it was on a set in Hollywood. Spielberg did it and like that shit. I think all of the evidence that people believe that the moon landing was done on a set is actually like the contingency plan or like the better quality hired, like, oorah, we love America, like the clear footage of it.
Okay.
And I don't think we saw any, like, legitimate hard footage of them on the moon until, like, afterwards. I don't think it was the Twitch stream everyone says it was. I think either it was a contingency plan or we saw it, or, like, we actually watched the fake moon landing, but those two guys really went there.
So what you're saying is that you don't believe that we had live footage, or at least this theory is that there is not live footage of the moon landing, but instead what was aired was a pre-recording.
Yeah.
But they actually did land on the moon.
Yeah, and I think they took footage of it, and we didn't see the footage till probably later.
Okay, but at this point, we had already seen a couple of ships explode live on TV. So we've already seen multiple failures. Why would they fake this one? Because
we've seen too many. I think this was supposed to be our big fuck you to the Soviet Union. It's the same reason why we'd fake it to begin with, even if like we didn't make it. This is our big fuck you to Russia, and I think they really couldn't afford anything to go wrong. This had to be executed perfectly to restore faith. Not restore faith, but keep faith going and keep us ahead in the Cold War.
Okay, but wouldn't it have just been better to air the actual footage then?
Well, there's a lot of technical issues too. I mean, you're running a Twitch stream from the fucking moon.
I mean,
no way that's easy.
I'm sure it's not technically easy, but I believe that they could do it.
I think it was possible. I'm not saying, so any of these theories, I'm not saying I believe 110%.
Okay.
But this one, I kind of like to believe that either one, it was a contingency, because everything I've read, it splits off into two ways. That one, that this was kind of like their plan B, just in case like the footage goes wrong. They find aliens in the dark side of the moon, which I'll talk about here in a couple minutes.
Okay.
Or like, there's some really wacky shit going on there. So it's either falls into like the plan B camp, or they just straight up showed this footage instead of like the real footage, because the real footage is like probably a bitch to do.
I believe that this is something they would do, but I don't think it is something that happened. I'm just gonna say that. I think the footage we saw was real, is real. I I think it is totally possible that they would do it, especially if it was a failure and Buzz didn't make it back. I think they would consider faking it at that point. If something went wrong with the moon lander, maybe they forgot to hold space to slow down or something.
Mm-hmm.
And just like crash landed onto the moon and never came back. Maybe they would, but I don't know.
I think I'm definitely more in like this is their plan B option, just in case like anything was to go wrong or whatever.
I'm thinking like plan F, like way down the line.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think that's a solid plan B. I think at this point in time, like during the Cold War, the real, like, this is where we're building like real American nationalism, like patriotism,
Mm-hmm.
Because like we gotta defeat the Red Army, we gotta beat those damn commies, those Ruskies into space. I think they would stop at nothing to do it for real.
Okay. You have a lot more faith in them than I do, because I really think that if they could have faked this shit, they would have. Like, not like could have faked it, but like they weren't letting anything go wrong with it. Like, they had plan A through Z. And I think the easiest plan B was just, well, let's get the film studio set up here.
Well, I think, yeah, it absolutely would be an easier option. But I think they wanted a real win. I think, especially during this time, I think, like, the people in the know would eventually either let that, like, they would let that leak, or like wouldn't be able to live with themselves because of this like patriotism that was being fostered during the time.
Mm-hmm. But let it just be known, we both think the moon landing happened.
Yeah,
we both like. No matter, at the end of the day, Buzz and Neil were on the moon. So Buzz, please don't come to my house and beat the shit out of me.
Please.
But we'll take a step back. We'll revisit the moon here in a minute.
Okay.
We're gonna come back to the moon here in a second. That's our big whoopity doo at the end here. But let's go back to some more government. Like, do we really trust them?
No.
So 9/11.
Stop. I'm afraid of where this is going.
So I'm not going to touch on feelings of 9/11. It's a very touchy subject, and it's like the most common like conspiracy theory shit.
Hey, it's a real oogie boogie conspiracy theory.
Yeah, it's a real oogie boogie guy. It's the monster inside your closet that we aren't touching. But what I am going to touch is I think Bush did not have a problem when Bush did 9/11.
Hold on.
We're going to go over this just a couple minutes, but I think he was cool with it.
So, the title of this theory is George Bush is cool with Bush did 9/11 accusations.
Bush did 9/11, yeah.
Okay.
Because you gotta think, right? He's a silly, goofy man. He was not ready for war. He didn't campaign for war. I'm pretty sure he was pretty like, hey, let's not do this. His big thing was education. Like, that's what he was about. He was about, let's make America smart. Which, by the way, if we're talking conspiracy theories, this is on the list too. I wanted to get to, so I'll dive into this one real quick. This is starting to feel like that episode. Okay. Yeah, this is starting to feel like that episode of It's Always Sunny where Charlie has the whiteboard of shit.
Right. Yeah.
People who are pro-public education reformers, they actually kind of suck because really they want to destroy public education so they can make money off private schools. Bill Gates, John Legend, but when reading people who were like pro like public education reform, that a little sketchy. Dolly Parton name was in there, but I don't think Dolly Parton would ever harm a goddamn fly. Thank you for the vaccine. But back on to George Bush. I think he was viewed, and he's kind of a little silly guy. And I think this helped him appear more like fucking unhinged, and I'm gonna say respected via fear while in office, and like if he let that shit stir. So that's why I think Bush did 9/11 thing, because a lot of people thought he was a fucking joke.
Okay, so what you're saying is that prior to 9/11, you're saying he was he was a little goofier, and people weren't taking him as serious. But
I mean,
you're saying post 9/11, because of people accusing him of committing 9/11, people thought he was unhinged and therefore would not mess with him?
Well, you gotta think, if this guy is fucking crazy enough to do this, he's stopping at nothing to get what he wants.
Okay, so that is what you're saying. You're saying...
Yeah.
You're saying that these accusations actually brought him more power in a way, because people who believed it was true feared him.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, some of them would be like, well, maybe we don't fuck with this guy. But I mean, a lot of people just make fun of him. I mean, this guy's he's never rehearsed a speech in his fucking life.
Okay, so now, are you also accusing him of starting these accusations against himself?
No, I don't think he started them. But I don't think he really tried to stop them. I don't think he wanted them to stop. I think for the silly goofy man he is, I think he kind of took whatever he could get.
Okay. I don't know how to feel about this one. This entire thing reeks controversy.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to touch this anywhere, and I'm not sure I entirely agree with your analysis of George Bush prior to 9/11.
I don't know how much I give in this one. This is just one of I'm reading the more common ones when I was going on my little vacation. What are some fun conspiracy theory ones? These are the ones that kept popping up.
Okay, so you're not saying you believe in this, is right?
I'm not saying I believe that any of these are true, with the exception of the bacon one.
Okay. You're retelling these stories for us. These theories. Okay.
Yeah, for entertainment.
Yes, for entertainment purposes, I would just like to clarify that we do these are not thoughts of our own. These are theories, conspiracy theories from people.
Oat Milk, still feel free to sponsor us.
Oat Milk.
So now we're hopping right into some European controversy.
More controversy. That's just what we need.
Yeah, more controversy, baby. So. You heard that, Australia is not real, right? Because I'd be upside down because the Earth's flat?
No, I don't know if I've ever heard of that particular...
Well,
that particular part of the flat Earth theory, no.
Well, Australia would be upside down. It's not on the Earth, and everyone from Australia is a paid actor.
Okay.
But I don't believe that one, because the Earth is very obviously round. And Australia is a place.
Right.
But what about Finland?
What about Finland?
I don't think it's there. I guess to me, it's not real. I've never met anyone from Finland. I've never been to Finland.
That's kind of a slippery slope.
Well, so here, the biggest thing I've seen cited with this is their language, apparently.
Isn't this an episode of Good Mythical Morning?
Is it?
I think so. I think they did this conspiracy theory on there.
I've been slipping on my episodes of that, but good. I'm glad to see, because so the language thing, it's next to Russia and Sweden.
Yeah.
So that you would think that their language would either be Germanic Norse or Slavic, I guess, but that's wrong. It's fucking Hungarian, and I guess the thing says, do you know how far away Helsinki is from Budapest? 2,000 fucking kilometers. And there's like 6 different countries in there. So I guess their biggest proof, or the biggest Finland's not real cloud proof, is how the fuck does the language get from Hungary to Finland?
I'm sure there's plenty of like historical backings that proved the movings of people throughout land over time.
Well, as far as believability on this one, I think this is our lowest ranked one.
This one seems especially shallow.
Yeah, there's really not much. Like, their biggest sense of a source is, have you ever met anyone from Finland? Have you been to Finland? Their language kind of sus, huh?
I've never met anyone from South Africa. I've never been to South Africa. That doesn't mean I do not believe in South Africa.
Yeah.
I've never met anyone from the fucking Netherlands. I've never been to the Netherlands. I still believe it's real.
Yeah. No, so that's where I think I read one for Bulgaria too, which we both know isn't true,
because obviously Rusev exists.
Yeah, Rusev exists, and I mean we had a whole day named after him. So let's hop into our last one here. But we're getting on the Apollo. I don't know, whatever the next series in the Apollo series would be.
Okay.
Let's say Apollo 21.
21?
So Apollo 21, and we are flying ourselves back to the moon. And this one, so this is that there's aliens that are on the dark side of the moon.
Okay. All right, now this one I'm interested in.
Okay. So this one I'll probably give a full episode to eventually.
Okay. This one sounds like something that deserves a full episode. Like this sounds like some of these other theories have felt pretty shallow, but this feels like something that could be a little more heavy hitting.
The big sources for this are the fact we only ever see one side of the moon.
Right.
It's like rotating with us, and we're always just fucking looking at it.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pictures online, and some have even been taken by NASA, of like anomalous objects just hovering over the moon. And like the mapping of like moon craters themselves, like the craters seem to change. That could give into the hollow moon theory, which I would love to go into, probably my next episode in like 3 years. And when Neil and Buzz were on the moon, there's about 2 missing minutes of audio from Neil Armstrong where, I guess, in there he says, leaked from Totally Real NASA Man, says, "Holy fuck, dude." Or I think he says, "Holy fuck, Buzz, are you seeing this? They're over there on the hill. I see the lights."
That's scary.
Yeah. But that is all, I mean, that in itself is kind of circumstantial because, someone I heard this is what he said, but in reality it was probably just like, asking medical, "Hey dude, we're doing all right, just want to make sure," or like, "Hey, right, this might be happening."
I bet you there are so many theories about what happened during those 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, but yeah, those are kind of like the big ones themselves. Those were my favorite of like these are probably bullshit conspiracy theories that I've read the last couple weeks. I mean, I have personal conspiracy theories.
Okay.
My favorite is that just the NHL hates the Toronto Maple Leafs.
That's just real. That's just real.
Yeah, no, it is. I have a legitimate theory behind it. Because the Stanley Cup coming back to Canada would be bad for the NHL because it would stunt growth in America, and having American teams win it grows the game there. And Toronto is like already hated by the rest of the league. So, like, it's just every year, the last at least, like, I think 5 or 6 years, given Toronto.
Well, maybe if people from Toronto weren't so mean, then maybe they would win more often. I don't know.
Well, we looked at the map earlier. We got one listener from Toronto.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, I'm sorry to that one person out there listening in Toronto. I wasn't talking about you, clearly.
Another one I read real quick was just the Knights of the Golden Circle. I think this has to do with Jesse James. They stashed tons of gold, weapons, and gear, and like a whole bunch of shit all around the southern U.S. For the second Civil War that was supposed to happen, I guess.
I could believe that would be real.
Yeah, that one that one I'm thinking about. That will probably
Doing a
happen
deeper
if anything
dive on
before
that
the
one.
aliens. Yeah, these are going to be a couple of good ones I read that I want to do some deeper dives on here in the future. So if anyone's interested, let us know.
All right, cool. We got a couple of little teasers then, right at the end there. We got 2 little teasers for future episodes.
Yeah,
Civil War 2 and The Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah.
Coming soon to a podcasting service near you.
Which, speaking of podcasting services, we will not be this is the end of the episode, by the way. I hope everyone had fun with it. We will not be uploading on YouTube or not YouTube. We will be uploading on YouTube now. We will not be uploading on SoundCloud anymore.
Yeah, no more SoundCloud uploads because SoundCloud is just kind of stinky. It's just kind of stinky, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, SoundCloud's stinky. So instead, we'll just be uploading them directly onto YouTube.
Yep, on our brand new YouTube channel, where all of the old episodes are already uploaded. And you can go back and listen to them again if you want. You can like and comment and subscribe, and you can tell us what you want to hear next, and all of that. Ding that bell!
So yeah, be sure to check our Twitter for the link to our YouTube channel.
Yeah, all the links will be in the description of the episode, of course.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all the excitement I have. I hope everyone enjoyed hearing some fun conspiracy theories. Joey, which one was your favorite, real quick?
My favorite one.
If you had to believe one.
The bacon one for sure. Big
yeah,
Piggy.
bacon one good.
I think
Big Piggy.
I think there's definitely more we could delve into Big Piggy. Actually, I think there's more. I think there's more than what you're leading on.
Well, I think maybe Big Piggy's in my pockets.